So weird and so cool and so surreal. My mom get to watch her son and her grandson play in the NBA at the same time.
After months of whispers, backroom deals, and endless gossip across the league, the Cavaliers pulled the trigger on a trade nobody saw coming. But insiders know this LeBron James situation is about way more than just basketball. The real motivation might catch people off guard. Here is the reality. LeBron is in the final stretch of a 2-year, $11.4 million extension with the Los Angeles Lakers. He is pulling in $52.6 million this season. Back in June 2025, he opted in for what could be his 23rd year in the league, and that contract, it comes with a full no-trade clause. That means James calls the shots on any deal involving him. League sources confirm he intends to wrap up the 2025 to 2026 season in Los Angeles. Nobody expects a mid-season switch, but the vibe has definitely changed. Late January 2026 changed the narrative. The Lakers hit the road for Cleveland on January 29th. James was back in the city that drafted him in 2003, the city where he delivered a ring in 2016, and the place just down the road from his hometown of Akron, Ohio.
Here's the Cavs video tribute in the first quarter.
Welcome back to the land. From St. Vincent, St. Mary High School in Akron, Ohio, number 23, LeBron James.
Wow, you see LeBron actually tearing up during that tribute.
LeBron let it all out right there in front of the crowd, the cameras, and the world. The Lakers ended up taking a beating, losing 129-99, but the score did not matter. After the buzzer, James faced the press and got real about his future.
Question gets asked more, and the thought, creeps in my mind more at 41 years old of when the end is and where's the finish line for us to hang this thing up. So, but the drive on, how much like juice I can squeeze out of this orange, and how can I continue to? I'm at a battle with Father of Time, and I'm kind of taking it personal. So weird and so cool and so surreal. My mom get to watch her son and her grandson play in the NBA at the same time. I actually just started thinking about how insane that is.
When I saw LeBron James, a brother of mine shedding tears because he has dedicated his entire life to this game of basketball. That's all he knows. And when we talk about greatness, he is that. And so, yeah, it hit me watching it from the TV that, hey, I don't believe that this year is going to be his final year, but I do believe that next year is going to be his final year. And in my opinion, it needs to be with the Cavs. He needs to be with the Cavs. He needs to have his farewell tour. He has earned that. The fans deserve it. He deserves it. And I mean, just watching Braun shed tears, I've never seen him cry a day in my life, and I've been knowing him since 1996.
They picked up James Harden from the Los Angeles Clippers, sending Darius Garland and a 2026 second-round pick the other way. That single move turned Cleveland into an instant title threat. Then came the report that shifted the entire landscape. ESPN's Dave McMenamin broke the news that the Cavaliers would be open to a third run with LeBron James if he hits free agency this summer. Sources close to James have already flagged Cleveland as the obvious landing spot if he decides to keep playing. Joe Varden and Jason Lloyd from The Athletic backed that up, reporting that LeBron hits the open market this summer. If he gears up for NBA season number 24, their sources say Cleveland is the clear destination. He would not be making anywhere near the $52.6 million he is getting now in LA. But at 41 years old, he knows the market reality. The puzzle pieces are starting to fit together. You are looking at a lineup of Harden, Mitchell, Mobley, Allen, and potentially LeBron. Sources suggest Donovan Mitchell and James Harden are planning to recruit LeBron to Cleveland this offseason. Remember, Harden and James won Olympic gold together back in 2012. Mitchell actually grew up a Cavs fan specifically because of LeBron. The question is not whether Cleveland wants him back, they definitely do. The real question is whether LeBron wants to come home one last time. The emotional pull of Cleveland is undeniable. The bond between LeBron James and that city goes way deeper than box scores or championship banners. It runs through the streets of Akron, the halls of St. Vincent St. Mary High School, and decades of history that no other city can touch. LeBron was born in Akron on December 30th, 1984. His childhood was rocky. He missed nearly 80 days of school in the 4th grade alone. He finally found some ground with the Walker family, who took him in and got him into organized basketball. From those tough beginnings came the most hyped high school athlete in American history. The Cavaliers took him #1 overall in 2003. He was just 18. He never played a single minute of college ball. He dropped 25 points in his NBA debut and snagged Rookie of the Year. By 2005, he was starting in the All-Star game. By 2007, he dragged Cleveland to its first ever NBA Finals, only to get swept. The Cavaliers just could not put a championship squad around him. After 7 years of playoff heartbreak, LeBron made a choice in 2010. He went on live TV and announced he was taking his talents to South Beach. Cleveland fans burned his jerseys in the streets. Owner Dan Gilbert wrote that infamous letter calling him a coward. LeBron went to Miami and won 2 rings. He evolved into a different beast, more polished, more complete, and ready to carry a franchise. Then, in 2014, he penned that essay for Sports Illustrated, "I'm Coming Home." He went back to Cleveland. He teamed up with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. He led the Cavs to 4 straight finals. And in 2016, he did the impossible. Down 3-1 against a 73-win Golden State Warriors team, LeBron engineered the greatest comeback in finals history. He averaged a triple-double. He made the block on Andre Iguodala. He snapped Cleveland's 52-year championship drought. That ring hit different. It was not just hardware. It was redemption for LeBron, for the city, and for a population told for decades that they could not win. He left again in 2018, heading for the Lakers. But the connection with Cleveland never snapped. That tribute in January 2026 proved the bond is rock solid. When that video played inside Rocket Mortgage FieldHouse, flashing clips from his high school days at St. Vincent St. Mary, LeBron could not keep it together.
And I've been knowing Bron since about 1996, okay?
Way back.
And I've never seen him this emotional outside of like winning a championship. And there was something in that video that struck a nerve. I believe he talked about when he was 22 years old. And what happens is things start to sink in, right? When you talk about Mama Glow being in the stands and all of a sudden Bronny is on the bench and everybody in the stands is rooting your name. You seeing the security guards you used to dab up all the time, all the staff around the arena. When you was a youngster, LeBron James is Cleveland.
Yeah.
He is the state of Ohio.
The LeBron James Family Foundation has poured over $20 million into Akron. The I Promise School opened its doors in 2018 to help at-risk elementary kids. The I Promise Village provides housing. House 330 offers job training. The I Promise Health Quarters brings medical care directly to the neighborhood. These are not just vanity projects for PR. These are brick-and-mortar investments in people growing up exactly how LeBron did. Kids missing school because home life is chaotic. Families needing a hand to break the cycle of poverty. LeBron calls this work his proudest achievement. It is not the rings, the MVPs, or the scoring titles. It is those kids in Akron. Cleveland offers something no other city can. Proximity to that legacy. Proximity to his mom, Gloria. Proximity to the community that built him before the billions. You cannot underestimate the emotional weight of finishing his story exactly where it began. Kobe Bryant got his Hollywood ending with the Lakers, staying loyal to the purple and gold for his entire run. Michael Jordan made sure his prime years wrapped up in Chicago, assuming we all agree to forget that brief stint with the Wizards. Legends usually want to finish the story where it started. For LeBron, all roads lead back to Cleveland, the place where an Akron kid turned into a global phenomenon and earned the city's forgiveness. It's the same city that erupted when he finally brought the Larry O'Brien trophy home. Donovan Mitchell opened up about what a LeBron homecoming would actually mean for the franchise and the community.
Yeah, I mean, I think playing LeBron last what could be the last game. I personally don't think it's the end. I think, just knowing that game, what that means to the city, what it means to him, what it means to the league, what it means to me, it's going to be a special one.
They want him because he's a game changer. His mere presence in the locker room shifts the entire team's mindset. The man knows exactly what it takes to hoist a banner.
It's not a joke. Like, let me just keep it real with you.
Yeah.
Like, LeBron is exactly what they need. The exact middle missing piece. Because it's not about the basketball stuff. It's the other stuff. It's the let me show you how to do this, son. Let me get you in together. And then Donovan, think about it.
Yeah.
You got 2 dudes. Think about this. It's a game 7. You think LeBron James and Donovan gonna let you use?
No.
The emotional argument for a reunion is a slam dunk, but the math is a lot messier. We're talking about the salary cap, and in the modern NBA, money ruins all the fun. The league's new collective bargaining agreement basically puts a vice grip on high-spending teams. The Cavaliers have championship dreams, but they're in a financial straitjacket that could make a LeBron deal impossible. Right now, LeBron is pulling in $52.6 million. Come the summer of 2026, he hits the market as an unrestricted free agent. Technically, the new rules allow him to sign a max deal starting around $58.1 million, but insiders say he knows the score. At 41 years old, turning 42 that December, no contender is handing him a max contract. Cleveland's books are complicated. They're already on the hook for a projected $226.9 million for the 2026-27 season. The dreaded second apron kicks in at $223.7 million. That puts the Cavs roughly $3.2 million over the second apron before they even think about adding a new roster spot. Crossing that line triggers some brutal penalties under the new CBA. Teams over that limit are handcuffed, they can't execute sign-in trades, and they can't bundle salaries to make deals work. Plus, their draft picks get frozen. The league wrote these rules specifically to stop super teams from gaming the system. For Cleveland to even clear space for a max LeBron slot, they'd have to dump about $60 million in salary. That means trading a core piece like Jared Allen, who makes $28.9 million. But if you gut the roster to get LeBron, you destroy the very team he'd want to join. The only realistic path involves LeBron taking a massive pay cut. Forbes analyst Brian Toporek broke down the numbers. If the Cavs can trim payroll below the first apron of $210.7 million, they unlock the non-taxpayer mid-level exception, worth about $15.1 million. If they stay in that middle ground above the first apron but below the second, they can offer the taxpayer exception, which is only about $6.1 million. If they're stuck above the second apron, all they can offer is the veteran minimum, which is around $3 million for a guy with his tenure. The James Harden blockbuster gave Cleveland a little breathing room after swapping him for Darius Garland. That move kept the salaries mostly neutral while slashing their luxury tax bill. By also shipping DeAndre Hunter to Sacramento for Dennis Schroeder and filler, the Cavs shaved about $44 to $50 million off their tax liability. They could carve out more space by declining Lonzo Ball's $10 million team option. If Harden decides to opt out of his $42.3 million deal to re-sign for less, Cleveland could dodge the apron completely. One local analyst explained how a discount changes the whole picture.
You're talking about now $56 million. If he wanted to win a ring here or anywhere, you would have restructured your deal for a lower price, where now whoever's trading for you don't have to give up half the team. So if you just said, all right, there's $56 million here, you want what, 2 years, 70, now you jump down to 30, I can get one player away from you. So now, hey, Garland for LeBron. I can do that. Now I can just trade 1 for 1, right, and a future pick, right, just to make you feel better. Now I got Lonzo Ball, Spider-Man, Hunter, Bron, Mobley, Allen off the bench. I can put LeBron at the 3, Evan. I can go biggest. Like, you know what I mean? I got so much room because I only got him for 1 because of his price tag.
A sign and trade is another route, where the Lakers send LeBron to Cleveland for matching salaries and picks. But again, the second apron is a brick wall. Teams above it aren't allowed to acquire players that way. Cleveland would have to shed serious salary just to make that transaction legal. Brian Windhorst from ESPN predicts the Lakers are going to ask LeBron to take a serious haircut if he wants to stay in LA. They need cap space to build around Luka Dončić and potentially extend Austin Reaves, and a $52 million check to LeBron kills those plans. The financial reality is clear. LeBron is going to be making a lot less money next season, no matter what jersey he's wearing. Whether it's $30 million from the Lakers, $15 million from the Cavs, or a veteran minimum deal, his next paycheck won't reflect his brand power. The real question is, what drives LeBron at age 41, squeezing out one last massive payday or chasing another ring? His history shows he usually chooses the path to a title. Remember, he took less cash to form the Big Three in Miami back in 2010. He signed short-term deals in his second Cleveland stint to keep the front office on their toes. It's never been just about the deposit slip. If legacy is the priority, Cleveland's budget issues aren't deal breakers. He could sign for the exception or the minimum, keep the Cavs' championship core intact, and just bring his leadership and clutch gene to a team ready to win. The money works if LeBron wants it to work. It all comes down to his motivation. Meanwhile, things in Los Angeles are getting rocky. The Lakers look nothing like the team LeBron joined in 2018. The franchise that won it all in the bubble is pivoting toward a future where their 41-year-old icon might not fit. Sending Anthony Davis to Dallas for Luka Dončić was the turning point. That was a clear signal they're going younger. At 26, Luka is the face of the franchise for the next decade. His $50 million salary is the new anchor. Austin Reaves has stepped up as a crucial piece, and his extension is likely going to fall between $35 and $40 million. LeBron is basically the odd man out in this new blueprint. Baxter Holmes at ESPN has reported on the growing friction between James and Lakers owner Jeannie Buss. It's been brewing for years. Rumor has it Buss thought about trading LeBron a while ago. The fact that they didn't offer him an extension last offseason speaks volumes. Buss is reportedly tired of LeBron having so much pull over personnel decisions. LeBron keeps telling the press he's committed to the Lakers for now. When they asked him about his relationship with the front office, he just said, I'm good. But you can read between the lines. His agent, Rich Paul, definitely isn't staying quiet. On a podcast in December 2025, Paul floated the idea that the Lakers should flip Austin Reaves for Jaren Jackson Jr. That comment didn't exactly sit well with the team. Viewing Austin Reaves as a cornerstone was the organization's clear stance, implying any deal shipping him out wouldn't sit right with the brass. James tried to wash his hands of Paul's remarks, insisting his agent speaks for himself, but that bridge might already be smoking behind the scenes. Clutch Sports has practically run the show in Los Angeles for years, orchestrating the Anthony Davis blockbuster and Bronny's selection in 2024, currently sitting 6th in the West, with a record of 30 wins and 9 losses. Health remains their biggest wild card. James sat out the first 14 games with nerve pain, and while the squad looks competitive now that he's back, the roster is confused, prioritizing 2 completely different timelines.
Look, the Lakers are always going to win regular season games. They're good. They're that good offensively. But when they play against great elite teams with athleticism, they get exposed defensively, especially in the interior.
They got blown out by 30. James managed a measly 11 points on 3 for 10 shooting, his worst outing ever against his hometown team. Rumors represent a mutual desire between James and the front office to file for divorce this summer, clearing the books to chase Luka Dončić. James isn't trying to be a glorified role player in a renovation project. He wants to be the main attraction. Meanwhile, the team is stockpiling rookies who won't peak until he's long retired. Betting on a 26-year-old Luka gives you a decade-long runway. Catering to a 41-year-old LeBron is a 1-year rental. Those paths just don't cross. Crunching the numbers, losing James could free up roughly $38 to $47 million. That turns Los Angeles back into a premier destination to surround Luka with talent, minus the handcuffs of a supermax veteran contract. From the front office's perspective, letting the king walk might actually be the smartest play for long-term flexibility addition by subtraction. Sure, you say goodbye to a generational icon, but you gain the freedom to tailor-make a roster for your next franchise superstar. It doesn't help that LeBron keeps dropping breadcrumbs online, hourglass emojis, and veiled shots at the roster, stopping just short of an outright trade demand.
Your prediction was that
this was his last game.
This is his last
Nice
try.
Yeah, you're trying to swerve that.
Yeah,
You're trying to roll back.
It's starting to sink in.
You trying to swerve
that's I think it was bigger than that, though, Dan.
You can cut the tension with a knife. LeBron is ring chasing. The Lakers are future-proofing. Those 2 philosophies can't coexist on this tight of a schedule. A swan song in Cleveland gives him what Los Angeles can't. A roster ready to win today and a crowd that treats him like blood. Wrapping it up where it all began? Poetic. The Lakers might just open the door for him, considering he hasn't signed on past the 2025-2026 campaign. Every time he speaks, he leaves himself an out. The retirement question hangs over every conversation about his next move. The decline is visible in the box score. He's putting up 21.9 points, roughly 6 boards, and 7 assists, but the efficiency is down. He's shooting 32.2% from deep, his worst output since his rookie year back in 2003. That nerve issue early on definitely messed with his rhythm. Father Time is undefeated. At 41, bouncing back takes longer, and that freakish athletic edge he used to have over everyone else is naturally fading. The analytics back it up. His player efficiency rating has slid to 21.2, way off his career standard. And his true shooting is hovering around 55.4%. He's still solid, just not the nightly terror he used to be. That said, he can still summon that vintage magic in short bursts. Since the ball dropped on New Year's, he's dropped 20-plus in 15 out of 17 games, averaging 23.5 efficiently. The explosion is there, but can he maintain that burn for 82 games in a playoff run?
If he ain't LeBron, he's not a first-team All-NBA guy. He's not even a second-team All-NBA guy. But in spurts, LeBron James can be a top 15 player. in spurts. And what the Cavs need is much more than just points, rebounds, and assists.
You can't buy his level of composure. 10 finals appearances, 4 rings, 3 cities. The man knows how to close the door on a series.
They need the mentality and somebody that done been there. They need somebody that won't collapse when they need a rebound. They need somebody that won't say the lights was too bright, because LeBron not going to let the light be.
They need someone who won't shrink when the lights get too bright. Vegas is giving it a 30% chance he hangs it up before the 2026-27 season starts. It's a toss-up. Maybe he retires. Maybe he grinds out 3 more years. Even he might not know yet. But watching him get emotional in Cleveland, that felt like a goodbye. The tears during the highlight reel, the waxing poetic about Father Time, admitting that might be his final visit, it all tracks.
Now he's sitting back and watching that journey and considering it. You know, sometimes you're so busy in the moment that you don't do that.
And they looking at me. I mean, I think that, and I still stand on this, he doesn't know it yet, but it's starting to set in. Like, that could have been his last game in Cleveland. And I think it kind of hit him all at once. Seeing his mom there, Bronny there.
What if he?
I would love a farewell tour.
Look,
I think he wants it. He deserves it.
I'm looking at you.
But his body might tell him.
I want to refuse to say that LeBron is human, but he's showing more of his humanity than ever before.
You've got Donovan Mitchell dropping nearly 29 a night. James Harden is serving up 25 points and 8 dimes. Mobley is a Swiss Army knife on defense. Jarrett Allen is locking down the paint. Bringing in Harden already slashed their title odds from 22-1 down to 12-1. Adding the king, that tips the scales even further.
Donovan, Jalen Tyson, LeBron, Mobley, and
Darius?
No.
Dang, your boy ain't on the floor?
No, because LeBron's the point guard.
And DeAndre Hunter?
Probably.
Or Max Strus?
Man, they got so many options.
Nah, I'll probably go Hunt.
The defensive possibilities excite observers who understand basketball strategy.
Yeah.
Mobley even makes LeBron look better because he can block shots and he can be an eraser.
Yeah.
So now you don't, and you can still cross switch and be like Jalen Tyson can cover a tough defender LeBron can get.
A trio of Steph, LeBron, and the Greek Freak, that's arguably the scariest closing lineup ever assembled. The Knicks bring the allure of the Garden and a legit squad, but neither New York nor Golden State can offer what the Cavs do home. Ultimately, the ball is in LeBron's court. He could hang it up and solidify his legacy as the most durable superstar in league history, or he could run it back with the Lakers, chasing one last chip with the franchise where he secured ring number 4. Maybe he goes ring chasing in the Bay or seeks glory in the Big Apple, or he heads back to Cleveland for a swan song in front of the faithful, joining a roster that is actually built to win right now. Just imagine closing the book exactly where it opened, with the team that drafted a skinny kid from Akron and watched him become the greatest of his era. I definitely see Bron suiting up for one more year.
I see Braun playing one more year. I don't know.
But where? Would you like to see him back in
I
Cleveland?
would like to see him back in Cleveland. One more year.
All signs point to the land if he decides to keep playing. The narrative pool is massive, the basketball fit is seamless, and they can massage the salary cap to make the money work. Tap one of the cards on your screen for more videos like this.